Robinson, Billings, and their families knew they were headed into one of the world's most volatile countries.
I didn't like it, but then again, that's kind of what he does, and that's what his expertise is. And I know that if anybody can go somewhere and be safe, and it's him.
There's a rule when you travel internationally, especially, you never wear anything around your wrist or around your neck that's worth more than your hand or your head. So following that premise, I stripped out a lot of stuff.
After arriving in the DRC, the Acme team went about their business, perhaps too well.
But within a couple of days, we had made meetings and contacts at the highest strata of political parties and business people.
I think that is what got us into trouble. We met with too many people in a short period of time, and I think that's what might have made the current administration a little leery of us and worried that we were accomplishing too much.
On Thursday, May 18th, Robinson and Billings had completed a very successful trip and were ready to return home.
He called me and said, "Hey, we're boarding the plane. I'll give you a call when we get to Paris."
And he walked up with a clipboard and called our names, and my stomach flipped over. I mean, I'd been in situations in other parts of the world. I knew it wasn't a normal call out.
And he said, we have somebody who needs to speak to you, if you can please step off the plane.
And then they took us off the plane.
And while I was looking at our passports, I noticed that our luggage had been taken off the plane and was now sitting on the tarmac, which is not a good sign.
And at each step along the way, they pulled the stairs and the plane pushed back.
The gentleman from the National Police that was with us was on the phone and screaming on the phone, "No, we got to hold the plane. We need to hold the plane until these gentlemen get back on." And
we finally got through that river of denial and saw that big bird fly away.
Turns out, in the end, it was all an elaborate ruse.
And then their shtick was that it had been a misunderstanding, that we should come to the airport the next day and recover our passports.
So we boarded our car and we're heading back to our house. And at that point, we contacted the U.S. Embassy.
And I asked her if we could come stay at the embassy that night.
And she said, but it's not a problem. They'll have your passports for you by morning, and it's really not necessary for you to come to the embassy and stay at the embassy. Everything's fine.
So they returned to their house and went to bed, but were awakened in the middle of the night.
We were asleep. We had 4 Nigerians that, for lack of a better term, were our perimeter security for the house. They were nothing more, unarmed.
5:36, I looked at my watch. One of the Nigerians came in to SAF and said that there are people inside the wall.
We got up and got dressed because figured that if they're coming over the walls, they're going to want to come in the house.
And in the next couple of minutes, people came into our room. We're getting dressed as quick as we could with AK-47s. We were hustled outside, put on a step. And it's a walled house. There were people with RPG rocket launchers, AK-47s, a lot of anger.
All of the SWAT members at one point in time started yelling at us, and they all got in a big semicircle around us. And you could see them clicking their AK-47s off of safe and onto either single action or full auto. And they were screaming at us in a semicircle, and they all had these weapons pointed at us.
They could have made up any story they wanted to make about what they did to us and why. There was a lot of anger and fear in their eyes.
And could easily tell everybody, well, you know, we attacked them or we were trying to escape or something like that. No one would know any different.
A police officer and 2 soldiers actually at one point grabbed up Eduardo, one of the South African translators we had, pulled him forward and beat him with the butts of their AK-47s.
At that point, Joe and I stepped up and said, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, stop, there's no reason for this.